In the previous lesson, we worked with some of the modeling tools in the part workbench in FREECAD. And in this video, we're going to continue to explore other tools that are available here. And so we're going to be in the part workbench. And we can see here different types of modeling. So we have extrusion, and then we have other tools right here that we didn't explore yet, which is create, ruled surface, and then the loft, the sweep, how to project face onto a surface, and then how to also extrude and offset that, and also some other additional features that we're gonna see. So let's get started here, and I want to go with the new file. So I'm gonna create a new one, and that's gonna be the lesson. I'm gonna save this as lesson 17 of our course, and let's get started. So I'm already in the part workbench. We saw that we can add and create our own customized toolbars. We can do it locally or we can do it globally. We can create a new custom toolbar. So let's call this quick access or something like that. And here we can select which area or which workbench we want to use to get the various commands. So perhaps I get like a chamfer here, and then, well, why not a boolean, and others I can look for something like specific here. So I can say like, okay, I want to see something about move or things like that. Okay, and then I can rearrange these up or down, and that's it. So this is the various options. Okay, and once we're ready, we can continue. And we already explored like the extrusion and the revolve and all these others here. So we're gonna start from make face from wires. Now we saw that wires are from the draft workbench. So we need to go back in the draft workbench if we don't have something directly in here. So let's start with the wires. But we can work with this type of modeling using draft and using sketcher. Both are for drawing in 2D. They work a little bit different, but you can use both. So let's get started with some wires. So I'm gonna create a polyline or like a custom wire, something really simple like this. So you can close like this. And we're gonna do now make face down here in the data panel. We're gonna make false so we can see through. And now I'm gonna add a circle in here. So I'm gonna add a circle in here. I'm gonna add a square, and I'm gonna add another object, close object like this, okay, like a triangle. And I'm gonna do for all of those, I'm gonna select those also from here. You can select them all and make face true or false for all of them. So, oh, it didn't get it. So let me just select this and then these two and go for false. Okay, now we're ready. So what I'm gonna do is select all of this and extrude them. And in the previous lesson, in the customize, I put here again some customized toolbar like this, which I call from 2D to 3D, which is handy to go directly in 3D. I can also add more tools from the part directly in the draft. And also we can put here like separator. Oh, there it is. So if you put a separator, you can put it like here. So can like divide things with this little line. Okay, so if I select all of these wires and extrude, let's say 1 meter, apply, you can see that they're all extruded, but they're like, let's say, okay, you can see they're all single extrusions. So what if I want to consider this to be one single entity? Well, one way to do this is to, first of all, do another modeling process, which is going to be in the part, and it's this one here. So you can see make face from wires. So what happens when I do this? because we already created a face from wires, but it was just a simple closed shape, closed area. While in this time we created holes. So you can see that the first shape is always positive or visible. The second ones inside the first one are negative, so they're going to be like holes or invisible in a way. And then the third one, which is so the shape within the shape within the shape is going to be positive again, more visible. So now if I extrude this here, and you can see I can still access the various shapes and I can change them, I can change the properties. So if I select the face and I extrude again with the same extrude command, and again, let's put 1 meter here. Now you can see the result will be different. Now we have an extrusion with holes. So it's a little bit different from what you saw just before this. So sometimes you need an extra step before you can get it right. Now let's go with the next one, which is going to be the ruled surface. And this time I want to use, instead of using the draft, I want to use the sketcher, but I don't need to go in the sketcher workbench. I find the tool right here by default. So I'm going to create a sketch. You need to define an x epsilon plane. So I'm going to go for this x and epsilon plane, and we're going to draw something. So I'm going to go with polyline, just a simple polyline. Okay, and it's going to be just a quick example. And press right click to finish this and close. So this is the first shape we have. Now I want to draw another one. So I'm going to go again with the sketch, and this time it's going to be x epsilon plane, but with an offset of 0.2, which is going to be like 20 centimeters. Okay, so let's draw again another polyline. And I want this to be slightly different from this, because this time it's not going to be like a straight extrusion. It's going to be something a little different. So I'm going to go like a little bit inside like this, right click, close. And if we see in 3D, this is 20 centimeters far from the previous. Now I'm not working with constraints on anything, just drawing quickly. So I can select now these two, sketch 1, sketch 2, and click on the ruled surface, create ruled surface. And this is going to happen. So a ruled surface is a surface that's passed through two profiles. Could be open or closed. Now I decided to do them open, two open polylines. Let's go to the next, which is going to be the loft. Now for the loft, we can add a lot of profiles, a lot of sections, and we can run through all those sections. And just to show you that you can use both, you can use the draft and you can use the sketch. I'm going to start with the draft, and then I'm going to go into the sketch. So let's assume I want to do something like a column or something like that. So we know that this is like 1 meter column. So let's make something a little bit smaller. So I'm using the snap to the grid right now. And this is going to be the base of the column. So if I need to have a well, you're gonna figure it out later when we finish everything. So I need a copy of this. I'm just gonna do Control C, Control V. So I have a second rectangle, and I want to push this rectangle up into the space. I want to push it up. Now you can use the Move tool, you can use Transform, but I'm gonna go directly here in the placement, Position, and Z. And let's say I want to push this 0, 1. Okay. And then now let's create another shape. I'm going to create a circle. So I'm going to create a circle, try to put that in the center. If I don't see, again, you can select these shapes and deactivate the make face, which is not really needed here. So you can make face false, so you can see through. And now I'm going to push this again with the placement. I'm going to push it a little up, like this is going to be fine.